All right, fight fans, let me just get right into it. It is Saturday. I didn't catch the fights last night. I had to, catch them early this evening. So I stayed off Twitter and everything else until I saw what happened. I'm gonna touch on my girl Christina Hammer actually live in my hometown against Tori Nelson, and in the main event, Claressa Shields and Hanna Gabriels. Let me start with the co-feature. I have seen, I've made it clear before that I'm a Christina Hammer fan, and I have seen many of her fights, but this is actually the first fight that I've got to watch on my TV in my living room and not find it on YouTube or find a stream. And she was going up against a tough competitor in Tori Nelson. Now, one thing I knew off the bat was Tori Nelson was not going to get knocked out. She's tough, and I don't foresee anybody knocking her out, even if she continues to fight. But Christina Hammer impressed me. She had that jab. That jab was strong, and she was working it. And she also was throwing that straight right hand. I know Steve Farhood says something when the fight started that she needs to find a third weapon to go to, and I would have to agree with him on that. She has to find another punch. Especially going up against Claressa in the future, she has to have more than just that jab and that straight right hand. What I love about Christina is that she used her height. Tori Nelson goes about 5'6.5" or something like that. Christina is a legit 5'11", and she used all 5'11" of it. If you see, she stands tall. She doesn't crouch down a lot, and she uses her height. She showed good foot movement, and I have to say that I was actually very impressed with the victory. I knew she wasn't going to knock Tori out, but I'm still impressed nonetheless. Let's move on to the main event, Claressa and Hanna Gabriels. Now, if you were paying attention to the first round, Hanna Gabriels, to me, looked like James Toney back in his prime in that first round. She was right in front of Claressa, slipping punches. She looked very relaxed, very calm in there. And when she caught Claressa, with that right uppercut, she actually caught her with the uppercut, and then a quick left hand on top is what knocked Claressa down. Claressa said it was more balanced. I think that that shot really dazed her. The reason I say it is because when she went down, you saw her, the way she was looking at the mouthpiece. I think it just caught her by surprise, and I thought that she was in for a long night at that point, which she was. But Claressa bounced back. She got off the mat. She collected herself. I wasn't super impressed with that second round because she seemed to want to kind of get like a little bit of get back in there and try to like kind of make the point that she had some power to her. Trying to show Hanna, you know what, you didn't hurt me, I can hurt you. But then after that, she settled down. She began to box a little bit more, even though by the sixth round, it picked up again as a slugfest, and it was that way to the end. They had a couple of rounds where they kind of laid off, maybe the eighth and part of the ninth, but they kind of punched themselves out. And in the end, Claressa was the winner by unanimous decision. Now, let's speak on Hanna Gabriels. Hanna Gabriels basically said she's gonna go back down to her natural weight, fight at junior middleweight, and I can't wait to see her again. She was very impressive. I just would like to see her box a little more and not really get in too much of a slugfest. As for Claressa, well, we know what's next. If you saw the end of the fight, you saw the little scuffle between her and Christina. They're gonna fight. I don't know where they're gonna fight, but hopefully that fight happens right here in my home state of Michigan, because I'm planning on being there if that fight happens. And even though I'm a fan of Christina, I have said that I thought that Claressa would win the fight. Today was the first time that I think that Claressa might be in trouble against Christina. If Christina can work on power for that fight, enough power to keep Claressa off of her, she can use that jab, move, tie Claressa up on the inside, and don't let her hands go. I'm starting to believe that maybe Christina can actually win that fight, but I'll make an official pick as we get closer to it. All right, fight fans, that's about all I got. I'm going to wrap it up from there. Holla at y'all later.